What's going on, everybody? This is MDE and T313, and I'm back at y'all with another one. Man, I just read something on ESPN that really bothered me. As you guys know, this is the last week of the NFL season. You got some teams fighting for a playoff spot. You have other teams, they in the playoffs, but they fighting to get certain seeding, whether it's first seed so they can get the bye week, or certain other seeds so they can avoid playing, just to get a better seed, if you will. I'll just say that. You have other teams that's losing to get the number one draft pick or to get as high of a draft pick as they possibly can. So as I scroll to ESPN and I click the NFL link to see what's going on with the seeding, the first thing that pops up was New England Patriots head coach Jerod Mayo has been fired after one season as the head coach. And listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. It bothered me when I read it. I mean, when I just read the title. But then as I took a deep dive into the article, it pissed me off, right? Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots, he talked about how, he respects Jerod Mayo as a player. When they got him in 2008, he respected his leadership and, everything he did as a player. And then when they brought him onto the coaching staff back when Bill Belichick was still there, he saw Jerod Mayo's leadership. He saw the way the players, responded to him, listened to him, respecting him. So what started to happen was Jerod Mayo was getting other offers to be, potential assistant head coach and head coaching offers, right? So Robert Kraft specifically stated that he didn't want to lose Jerod Mayo because he was getting so many coaching, calls and looks. So he decided to make Jerod Mayo the head coach, right? As he should have. If you believe that, that's your guy and you believe, he has what it takes, cool. The problem that I have is he went on to say they're used to being a championship caliber team, and he was excited when the New England Patriots defeated the Cincinnati Bengals in the season opener, but it bothered him with the regression of the team. Now, last time I checked, when you look at the offensive skill position, when it comes to receivers, New England Patriots have the worst group of wide receivers going into the season. That's number one. Number two, if you remember, they traded Mac Jones to the Jacksonville Jaguars, which means in the draft, they had to draft They had to draft a quarterback, which means they drafted Drake May. Now, Drake May is a rookie, but just like most smart teams, they had a veteran playing ahead of him to get him, to slowly bring him along. And when Drake May finally got the look, he played admirably. He played pretty decent football, right? The offensive line hasn't been good, but we knew that going into the season that they needed offensive line help. We knew that going into the season, the New England Patriots had the worst offensive skill group of any team. And this wasn't Jerod Mayo's fault. This has been going on ever since Tom Brady was wearing that uniform. Tom Brady, before he was traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they were complaining about Tom Brady not having skill position, good skill position players back then. And then, even as he left to go on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Bill Belichick was still coaching the New England Patriots, It was the same old song. They need good skill position players. They got a respectable defense, no offensive weaponry to speak of. So when Jerod Mayo inherited the team from Bill Belichick, it was the same thing. You have to give, I don't care who the head coach is. I don't care if he's black, if he's white, whoever it is. You have to give, when you inheriting a team who's worthy of a top 5 pick, that means that they're in rebuild mode. You're not 1 player or 2 player or hell, even 3 players away from competing for a Super Bowl. That team, the defense is pretty respectable, but that whole offense needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. And all that's going to happen is they're going to get rid of Jerod Mayo, get another head coach who's going to have to do the same thing Jerod Mayo did, try to rebuild the team, and he has nothing to work with. Now, I feel bad for multiple people in this situation, right? Number one, I feel bad for Jerod Mayo, because I want you to think about what Robert Kraft said. I retained Jerod Mayo because he had other opportunities to be a head coach elsewhere. Now, it's already hard enough for black men to get head coaching jobs in the NFL. How are other teams going to view Jerod Mayo if he was fired after just 1 season as the head coach? Do you think that's going to help or going to hurt his coaching opportunity? I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to know that it's going to hurt his opportunity. In addition to that, I also feel bad for Drake May. And this is why people who are entering a draft, a lot of their parents, like when Eli Manning, when he was supposed to get drafted to the San Diego Chargers, that's why his father didn't want him getting drafted to certain organizations. That's why Deion Sanders don't want his son getting drafted to certain organizations who don't know what they're doing. Now you got to look at Drake May. This is not going to help Drake May. This is going to hurt Drake May. Because now you don't know if the new coach that's about to be brought in, if he's going to want his own quarterback. We've seen it happen to Jamarcus Russell. Number 2, if they do decide to stay with Drake May, now he's gonna have to learn a brand new offensive playbook, which is gonna regress his learning curve. And that's if they decide to keep him. So instead of you saying, you know what, I'm going to just ride it out. I'm going to give Jerod Mayo 4 years to see what he's going to do, to give him time to try to build up his team and his image and his liking. I'm going to be patient, because nothing that's worth having is built overnight. Instead of him taking his time, he's just going to get rid of him. If you were going to move like this, you should have just let him go elsewhere. That's like getting with a woman, not because you want to be with her, but you getting with her because you don't want nobody else to have her. So when it was somebody pursuing her, even though you knew you didn't want her, you said, you know what? I want to take you out. I want to bring you in. I know you like me. I know you want to be with me. I'll bring you in. I'll deal with you. And as soon as the guy or those guys who wanted to be with her move on and get in other relationships, now you don't want her anymore. And that's exactly what just happened to Jerod Mayo, man. I feel bad for Jerod Mayo, and God bless you. I hope you get another opportunity, man. This is extremely unfortunate. You know, I don't agree with this situation. I think you would do good somewhere else if, you know, you get another opportunity. You deserve an opportunity. Man, I wish you well, man. 2025 already starting off crazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe.